Hello, my heroes and my generals. Hey, I've had some questions in the comments and in a direct message about how do I make war funds B2? How do I just, it's expensive to upgrade teams, to buy new teams. It's just absolutely insane. Like help me out. And so my advice is always the same. First of all, you need to get in battles that are going to be played, because if you don't, the battle doesn't play, there's no war funds earned, right? So how do you earn a war fund? Like, how does your assault team earn a war fund? And that's when someone spawns a unit in and says, I'm going to go fight, basically, from your unit. Now, if that player goes and kills a player, war funds. Shoots down a plane, war funds. Blows up a tank, war funds. So what players are going to be doing the best for you? That's going to be experienced players, correct? Right, everybody knows that. So what are experienced players going to spawn on? Probably motorcycles. So the job is to find battles that are going to get played and that need motorcycles and aren't overstacked on motorcycles, right? And so, let's take a look at this. I found an area on the map. If we're going to zoom out, I could look all over here right now. This is hot right now. U.S. and the Russians, man, we are going back and forth right here. So let's just show you a couple of these battles. If I wanted to play in here, look, there's 1,000 troops, but only 12 bikes. So you could throw 2 motorcycle units in that battle, and the chances are that it's either going to auto-resolve, which would be a win for you, or it's going to play, and you're going to have 2/3 of the motorbikes in that battle. I'd probably send 3 or 4 units in, which means you're going to XP them and everything. So if you just keep looking around the map, you can really just look and say, hey, where are my ATs actually needed? Nothing's needed in that one. Let's take a look. You could probably put one in Odense if you could somehow get in through there, which you can't, because it's blocked off here in Middle Fart. Great town name. We'll look at Roskilde. Like, there's 420 motorbikes in there, and what happened is they've won a few of these battles and pushed everybody back, so our units get backed up, and we have tons of resources in. Makes it harder for them to overstack, though. So that's what's hard about getting back into a city. Valensbeek, see, they can't auto-resolve that. That had to play also, just simply because there was more units than they can auto-resolve, right? And they're coming across the island at Nexo. And you can look, nothing's really needed in here. So what I did was I just found a place to put my units. We went in and took Istanbul earlier today. I had the day off, so got to play a ton today. And I started off with my units up here, but there was so much going on up here that my units weren't being used. And look, this is a really dangerous move to have my entire units down here. But I figured even if I get boxed in, I could just kind of bunch my units up a little bit and make them fight. And then I would earn the war funds to replace them. So, and they would XP. Not a big deal. So I can show you what I'm doing down here. This battle failed, and so I put my units back in. It's since been completely overstacked, so I don't know that I'm going to really get a whole lot out of here. But check this out. This little town down here is almost all of my units, and I can pop on here and look. Like, those are all mine. And those are all mine. So this battle right here is pretty much 100% going to be played from my troops. I kind of overstacked it a little bit. This town back here has some troops in there. I didn't want them to get any wise ideas and throw stuff in at the last second. So I'm just kind of setting that. Oh, who's trying to sneak in here? Chaos. Oh, he's been down here the whole time too. So I'm cool with that. But this is basically how you're going to make your war funds. You're going to pick these little one-off battles here and there, move your teams in, support the battle with what's needed, meaning more jeeps, more bikes, or just flat out more infantry. If you're a brand new officer and you've got units that you want to put out, man, buy a bunch of guard units and just spray them all over the map where they're needed. They move slow as beans, man, but I tell you what, like, once you get them into a good area, the war funds will start clicking away. And why is that? Because you don't have to pay war funds to replace bikes or jeeps, because you're just spawning in infantry. So shoot, you get an infantry that gets in and gets 2 or 3 kills, and that's what happens when you get, like, if you're defending 01 and 02. What'll happen is like the veteran players won't even spawn vehicles to go 50 yards because they know that they're gonna have to get off and start fighting just the minute they get in the zone, right? So you'll get veteran players that spawn your only infantry units while they're spawning in. So just a couple of quick points to remember. One, bikes units score the highest because those are the guys that are also a la Akbaring up into tanks and putting H3s on tanks and stuff, which is going to give you war funds as well. You want to have infantry units in, because that's what the veteran players are going to spawn when the going gets rough. Now, if they've got to travel A4, A3, A2, and all that, they're going to spawn bikes or jeeps. But if you're backed up to 01, 02, and you've got units rushing in, like they're going to be spawning your infantry like mad. So anyway, that's my tips for getting war funds and heroes and generals. It's not hard. Good luck.